Now, another point that we're going to talk today is addition to remark. Anybody can tell me what addition to remark is? Addition to remark. It shows, what does it show? Addition to remark is used to show, agreement or what? Agreement or disagreement. If you want to show agreement or disagreement, what do we use? We use addition to remark. What is a remark? Anybody can tell me? Remark, we have addition. Remark is just, it is what you say. It's a sentence that you say. What do we call that? That is a remark. What is an addition? Addition is taken from add. You add something to somebody else. Now, what do we do in addition to remark? If you want to add your sentence to somebody else's sentence, what do we use here? You want to use addition to remark. Now, if you want to add your sentence, you want to add the same sentence, or you want to add the different sentence. If somebody says, I'm a doctor, and then you're not, how can you add your sentence? Huh? Or if somebody says, I am a teacher, and you're also a teacher, how can you add? Or if somebody says, for example, I'm not a teacher, and also you are not a teacher, how can I add them? So that's why some of them show agreement and some of them show what? Disagreement. Now, how many rules are there in addition to remark? There are 4 rules in addition to remark. The first one, let's start from number 1. We have positive addition. We have positive addition to what? Positive remark. Positive addition to positive remark. It means that you want to say that you are the same. But if you want to say that you are different, what is the next one? Number 2. Number 2, we use again positive addition to negative remark. Positive addition to negative remark. So in this case, you want to say that you are what? Different. Number 3. What is number 3? You want to say negative addition to what remark? Negative addition to positive. This one positive actually. Positive what? Remark. And the last one, what is the last one? Rule number 4. We have to say, both of them are negative. What do we say? Negative addition to negative remark. Now in this case again you want to say that you are the same. Sorry, the last one is what? Remark. Now let's start from the first one. If you want to say that you are the same, if you want to add that you are the same, what do I have to use? I have to use this structure. Positive addition to positive remark. Can you tell me the structures? We have 2 structures here, A and B. Which one is A? For A we use subject plus auxiliary verb plus what? Plus to or what? Also. What is the second structure? We use so plus, which one? Auxiliary verb plus what? Plus subject. For example, if I say she can speak English. She can speak English. What is this sentence? She can speak English. Is it a remark or addition? What is this? It's a remark or addition? Huh? Is it addition? No, I have not added anything yet. What is this? It's remark. It's a remark. So is it a positive remark or a negative remark? It's a positive remark. So remark is positive. This is the structure of addition. This is the structure of addition. How can I add it? She can speak English. Now this is the subject. Subject is he, and this is also positive. It means addition is also positive. How can I add he to this sentence? Now, you can listen in addition to remark. If you don't use addition to remark, you can also say he can speak English also. But if I say he can speak English also, or he can speak English too, it's a long sentence. So in order to use the short one, I have to use what? Addition to remark. You can also say, look, you can also say he can speak English too. Or we can also say he can also speak English. But if I want to use a better way, what is the better way? these structures. You want to make it short. Huh? So what should I say? She can speak English. I can say the first structure. I can say he. Subject is what here? That subject is he. What is the auxiliary verb here? Can. Now this is auxiliary verb. He can't. And then what is that? We can say he can too, or I can say he can also. Another one we can say so can he. We can use what? So can he. Now listen up, the auxiliary verb of addition is the same as auxiliary verb of what? Remark. Look, the addition, this is addition, this is addition, this is addition. The auxiliary verb is the same as auxiliary verb of what? Remark. But if there is not any auxiliary verb, what should I do? For example, like this. Look, we work so hard. What about she? Positive. This is addition, subject, and this is remark, positive. How can I add that? So we work so hard. Now, if there is not any auxiliary verb, what should I do? If there is no auxiliary verb, we use do. Come on, we use do, does, or did. If there is not any auxiliary verb, we use do, does, did. What should I say now? We can say she does. Come on, she does too, or we can say she does also, or another way, so does she. Which one is quite common? So, no, this one. So is very common. So does she. Or the next sentence, if I have another one, if I say I have a car. What about they? Huh? What about they? This is positive, and this is also positive. Remark is positive. I have a car, and we also have they. They is subject. How can I add they to this sentence? No? So now here, have here is not an auxiliary verb. Remember that. We talked about auxiliary verbs. Yeah. Have here, the function of have is what? What's the function? It's a main verb. What does it show here? Position. Now, I have a car. How should I say now? We can say they have to, or they do to. We can say they do to, or so do they. So do they. So I said the auxiliary verb of addition is the same as auxiliary verb for remark. If there is not any auxiliary verb, what should I do? We have to use do, does, did. For example, if I have simple past, she passed the test. Look, she passed the test. What about he? Positive, and this is also positive. How can I add it? She passed the test. I have to say he did too, or we can say so did he. He did too, or so did he. We talked about auxiliary verbs. It could be any kind of auxiliary verb. If you have to be verb too. I am a teacher. Look, I am a teacher. What about she? Positive, and this is also positive. How can I add the addition? So I have to say she is, or she are, or she am. Which one? She am too. Yes, she is too, or so is she. That is the addition. This is the addition. Positive and positive. So these structures are called positive addition to positive remark. Now remember, the auxiliary verb, you have to remember the rules. The auxiliary verb of addition is the same as auxiliary verb of what? Remark. If there is not any auxiliary verb, what do? We use do, does, did. In some sentences, especially when we have have or do, when they are used as main verbs, we have to use do, does, did. But if they are used as auxiliary verbs, for example, like this, he has cleaned. He has cleaned the class. What about you? Positive and positive. Look, he has cleaned the class. Now this has. What is has here? Has is auxiliary verb. It's not a main verb. What should I do here? I can say you has, or you have. You have also, or I can also say, sorry, so have you. That's the first. Do you have any questions here? Now let's go and talk about the second rule. What is the second rule? We have positive addition to which remark? To negative remark. Now here in this sentence, we want to say that we are different, or the subject is different. Done? Is it difficult? No, it's not. It's like a piece of cake. You know that, right? What is it? Not delicious? It's not delicious? Huh? Okay, then the next structure. The next structure, if addition is positive, but this poor remark is what? Negative. What should I do here? Tell me the structure. It has only one structure? One structure. So first we use but. After but we use subject. After subject, what should I use? We use auxiliary verb. Should I use a positive auxiliary verb or a negative auxiliary verb? In this sentence, I have to use which auxiliary verb? A positive. Why? Because addition is positive. If addition is positive, we don't use negative auxiliary verb. For example, look, I don't speak Chinese. Ni hao, huh? I don't speak Chinese. Ni hao, wo hin hao. So, what about he? This is positive. Which one is remark here? This is remark. I don't speak Chinese. This is remark. Remark is what? Negative. Addition is positive. That's why it's called positive addition to negative remark. Now, how can I add that person to this sentence? What should I say? We can say but he. There is no auxiliary verb. There is auxiliary verb. But he what? Does. This is the addition. Addition is what? Positive. Positive addition to negative remark. Or another one, I can say you can't. Look, you can't stay here. You can't stay here. And what about she? This is positive. This one should be negative. This is negative actually. How can I add she to this sentence? But she can't or but she can? But she can't. The auxiliary verb of addition is the same as auxiliary verb of what? Remark. If there is not any auxiliary verb, what do we do? Do, does, did. What about this sentence? He never, listen up, he never calls her. What about she? This is positive, this is negative. She, what is this sentence, negative or positive? Negative. Look, he never calls her. Why? Why is it negative? Because never has what meaning? A negative meaning. Now, he never calls her. What about she? We can say, but she what? She does. Why? Because there is not any auxiliary verb. If there is not any auxiliary verb, what do? We use do, does, and did. Now, the next structure, number 3, we have negative addition to positive remark. Now, in negative addition to positive remark, again, what is this structure? Anybody can tell me this structure? We use but plus subject. After subject, what do we use? We use auxiliary verb. Is this auxiliary verb positive or negative? Anybody can tell me? Why is it negative? Here, this auxiliary verb should be negative because addition is what? Negative. If addition is negative, it must be negative there. There's not any option. For example, look, I say you should study hard. You should study hard. He addition is negative, remark is positive. How can I add it? You should study hard. How can I add it? But he should or shouldn't? Shouldn't. But he shouldn't. That's addition. Or the next one, she can write well. What about he? Negative, and also this is what? Positive. She can write well. How can I add it? I have to say but he can or he can't? He can't. Why? Because addition is what? Negative. So this is the same case. Or the next one, we played well. What about we played well? What about they? Subject is they, addition is negative, remark is what? Positive. How can I add it? We played well. If I want to add, we can say but they, what do we say? But they did or didn't? Why didn't? Because there is no auxiliary verb. If there is not any auxiliary verb, what do? We add did in the sentence. Now, this is rule number 3, negative addition to positive remark. Let's go and talk about the last one. If you have any questions here. Do you have any question? No. Done? Yes? Let's go to rule number 4. What is rule number 4? In rule number 4, we have negative addition to which remark? Negative addition to negative remark. It means, again, you want to say that you are the same. Negative, negative. If we have positive, positive, the same. Negative, negative, the same. If we have negative, positive, positive, negative, they are what? They are not the same. Can you tell me the structures? We have two structures here. First one, we use neither plus auxiliary verb, plus auxiliary plus subject. And the second one, we sometimes we also use nor instead of neither. Structure B, we use what? Subject plus plus auxiliary verb plus either. Now the first one should be positive auxiliary verb. Why? Because neither is negative. The second one, this should be negative auxiliary verb because either is positive. Now if sometimes when somebody says negative remark, an addition is also negative, how can I add it? For example, I say you may not be on time. That's the future. And she, negative. She and you. This is the remark. Remark is negative. Addition is also negative. How can I add it? I can say neither. Very nice. I can say neither. What is the auxiliary verb here? May. Neither may she, or we can also say nor may she, or we can also say she may or may not. She may not either. She may not either. Or the next one, if I have to say we don't fight. What about they? We don't fight. This is negative. This is also negative. How can I add it? We don't fight. How should I add it? We can say neither we do or neither do we. Sorry, neither do they. Subject is they. Or I can also say they don't what? Either. They don't either. The next sentence, if I have some indefinite pronouns, can you tell me indefinite pronouns? What are indefinite pronouns? We discussed about them. We have some indefinite pronouns that they have a negative meaning. For example, nobody, no one. If I say no one, look, no one will help you. No one will help you. What about, for example, Ali? Negative. This is also negative. Why is it negative? No one will help you? Because no one has what meaning? Negative meaning. So what should I do here? Neither, we can say neither. What is the auxiliary verb here? Well, neither will Ali or he, or Ali won't what? Either. Ali won't either. This is negative too. Negative. We have some negative pronouns. What are they? They are no one, nobody, nothing. So when they are used in a sentence, they are considered which? They are considered negative sentences. Be careful. And the addition should be negative or positive. It depends on you. You have any questions?